Hello everyone. This is Dr. Shruti Banka. I'm gynecologist and chief infertility specialist at Muzaffarpur branch of Indra IVF. In this COVID era, hope you all are fine. You are at home, staying safe, boosting your immunity, taking all the precautions like wearing a mask properly to sanitize your hands, washing your hands, and moreover, trying to take your both doses of vaccination, which is the only tool we have at present. So while we are sitting at home, it is really fruitful to know about ourselves, our problems, and to clear all our doubts so that once we are out of this pandemic, we will be able to judge what kind of treatment and what kind of problem we have. So today we are going to discuss about a very common topic called tubal blockage. So, to know more about this topic, we should first of all know what is tubal blockage. In fact, what is tubes? So, I think this diagram is a little clear to you. First of all, we should know about the anatomy of a female reproductive organ. God has given us a uterus, two fallopian tubes attached to it, and two ovaries. So, fallopian tube is a connection between ovaries and uterus. The main function of these fallopian tubes, which you can see here also, the main function of this fallopian tube is to take egg from the ovary to carry within it, and this uterus act as a passage for sperms, and this sperms comes inside this fallopian tube, and this is the fallopian tube where the first step of fertilization occurs. So open and properly functioning fallopian tube is a must for reproduction, for a couple to conceive naturally. So what happened when this get blocked? How a woman recognize it? So mostly this fallopian tube blockage can occur at any point. The fallopian tube has three different part which we call as proximal, distal and the middle part. It can be blocked at any part. So if any female has a blocked fallopian tube, it is asymptomatic. Mostly she will not suffer from, she will not have any problem. But yes, after 2 to 3 years of marriage, she is not able to conceive even when she knows that she is ovulating and the sperm parameters are good. If she is not able to conceive, then she goes for the test, and in that test, she comes to know that the fallopian tubes are blocked. Other symptoms can be if this blocked fallopian tube is infected, if there is hydrosalpinx or pyosalpinx, then she can have a vague lower abdominal pain and vaginal discharge. So, what causes these fallopian tubes to get blocked? So, causes of fallopian tube blockage is mostly infection. Either it can be a pelvic inflammatory disease. In India, very commonly, tuberculosis causes tubal blockage, sexually transmitted disease, or if a female underwent any lower abdominal surgery in which fallopian tube is also hampered or was taken care of, if a female has previous ectopic surgeries. So these can be a cause of tubal blockage. Sometimes in a disease called endometriosis or adenomyosis, because of severe adhesions, the alignation of the fallopian tubes is changed, which can also lead to tubal blockage. So these are the few causes. So next questions comes, how do we know, what are the investigation to properly know that my tubes are blocked? First investigation is HSG. It can be either done under anesthesia or like that only. It is painful in few women in which fallopian tubes are blocked, or if there is any structural deviations. Otherwise, a dye is passed through the uterus, and when this dye is passed through the uterus, it comes out through the distal ends of the fallopian tube. If it doesn't pass, which we can see in the X-ray, it means the fallopian tube is blocked. So HSG is one investigation in which we can know about fallopian tube blockage. Second is ultrasound guided dye passage, which is also known as HICOSY. And the best investigation which is diagnostic and therapeutic, is laparoscopic dye test. So, by all these tests, we can know that our fallopian tube is open or blocked. In HSG, in around 20 to 30% of cases, sometimes tubal blockage is seen, but it can be because of spasm due to when patients is not cooperative, or if it's painful. It can lead to a picture like blockage of fallopian tube, but the blockage of fallopian tube is not there when we are seeing it, confirming it in laparoscopic test. In laparoscopy, if there is any proximal blockage or there is a partial debris in the fallopian tube, it may get dislodged. And we have seen there are many patients who conceive after HSG or Lappendie test. So the next question is, what if one fallopian tube is blocked? Whether the female will be able to conceive or not? So the answer is yes. If in case the female is ovulating and sperm parameters are okay, one tube is fine, one tube is blocked, then the lady can conceive with one working fallopian tube. But if in case for 6 months or 1 year she is not able to conceive, then again she needs to take a consultation from a doctor. Then the next question comes, what if both fallopian tube is blocked? If your both fallopian tube is blocked, many people come with the first notion that doctor, can this fallopian tube can be opened? So the thing is, opening of the fallopian tube is not a successful procedure. In very few cases where there are proximal blockage, partial blockage, it can be dislodged in different procedures like HSG or laparoscopic test, which people call as flushing also. There are procedures like cannulation, hysteroscopic cannulations, in which we pass a stent or a guide wire. But these kinds of processes generally leads to damages of the ciliary hairs, which is not very effective in giving results. Sometimes back 10 years, there were operations like tubal recanalization microsurgeries, which are the open surgeries, also laparoscopic surgeries. Those surgeries leads to open fallopian tube. Sometimes fallopian tubes do open, but they are not functioning. In the records, what we are seeing about the history of the patients, these fallopian tubes are non-functioning fallopian tubes. Either they don't give results, or if they do give results, that results in ectopic pregnancy. So these kinds of surgeries are not a successful surgery because the rate of conception is pretty very low after these surgeries. So nowadays these are not recommended things. If your fallopian tube, both fallopian tubes are blocked, or if your both fallopian tubes are damaged, infected, you have to move towards the other options. What are the other options? If your fallopian tubes are infected, if the water or pus is filled inside the fallopian tube, you have to first of all go to your gynecologist for the opinion, and if it's required, laparoscopically removal of that fallopian tube or delinking of that fallopian tube is important. And after that, IVF is the best option. People do ask whether after removal of the both fallopian tubes or in blocked fallopian tubes, what is the success rate of IVF? So I want to tell you that this IVF technology is developed for those women whose fallopian tubes were blocked. Today, if there is no any other disease and only reason of infertility is blocked tubes, the success rate of IVF is pretty high. It's around 70 to 80%. So blocked fallopian tube is not a very grieving situations. People do have ideas that after my both tubes have got blocked, I will not conceive, IVF will not become successful. So these are the wrong notions. Even if your both fallopian tubes are blocked, IVF is a better modality which is available very easily nowadays. So the solution of this blocked fallopian tubes is, first of all, you have to be you have to confirm this problem. Then once you confirm this problem, there is a waiting time. If your waiting time is more, if your fallopian tubes are damaged, IVF is definitely a better solution. In IVF lab, what we do in blocked fallopian tubes, lab act as a fallopian tube. We take out the ovary eggs from the ovaries, the sperms from the male partner. We fertilize that in lab, and we directly implant the embryo inside the uterus. So the role of fallopian tube is taken over by the lab. So the results, the success is more. So, what I want to tell you, if you have any doubt regarding your reports about blocked fallopian tube, if you have any queries regarding this, you can definitely sit at your home. You can dial on these numbers which are flashing on the screen. You can ask your doubts. You can message me to get a better idea what could be the better treatment for your case. So, thank you so much for your patience hearing. And about your tubes, if any doubts are there, you can definitely contact us. Thank you. Be safe at your home.